Dub Nation, what's up? It's your boy King A-Dubb, A-Dubb Productions on all social medias. Don't forget to visit the merch store, Allan A. Wade, to cop some merch and help support the channel. Also, don't forget to use my Amazon links down in the description below to help support the channel. Anytime you're buying anything on Amazon, just click on the link to that gets you to Amazon, and that way anything you purchase from Amazon, I get a little small percentage, a little small commission on that, and you don't pay anything extra, guys. It's called being an Amazon affiliate, and I've done a video on how you too can become an Amazon affiliate and start making extra money. Now, I recently had a large order that I'm in the middle of completing right now for a client, and there are a few items that made this such less of a daunting task, if you will, to complete, guys. And I have a few things on the table that I want to share with you guys that I think you absolutely should pick up. I know it seems like I push a lot of products on you guys. I don't mean to, but it's just that I do a lot, and this stuff really helps me out, and everything is all about convenience. So if it's convenient for me and it helps me out a lot, because I went from not having these things to having these things and realized how easier it was having these things and doing stuff with these things. So I'm gonna recommend them to you as I learn new stuff to make the process easier for you, to help your business grow and to help things be easier for you. These few tools helped me out so much while I was doing this, and I'm gonna show you guys exactly what they are one by one. Let's go.
A-Dubb Productions.
This is an X-Acto knife. An X-Acto knife. You want to be really careful with this blade right here on the X-Acto knife. It will slice the crap out of you, so be very careful with this tool right here. Always remember to put this cover back on every time you use it, or else you will end up getting sliced down to the white meat, guys. So be careful. It's never happened to me before. Knock on plastic, guys. Be careful with this blade. Always cover it back up. You don't want to hurt yourself, or you don't want to hurt anybody else. Sorry for the long lecture, but it won't be pretty. It'll be blood all over the place. You could anyway. X-Acto knife, guys. Link in the description down below. This, obviously, you know what it does. I displayed it. I showed you what it does. You know, it cuts stuff really easy, really fine, and it's like the scalpel of the Silhouette Cameo 3 of vinyl. It's like a scalpel, all right? So you want to get a X-Acto knife or a couple X-Acto knives. They're really inexpensive. Amazon links down below. So guys, the next thing that you're gonna want to get is this guy right here. I call this a weeding hook. I don't know what it's called, but we're just gonna call it the weeding hook. This one right here is by Silhouette. You see the Silhouette insignia right there. You might see it. I don't know, you might not see it, might not come across, but you don't have to get this one. They have less expensive ones, but I get this one because it's not that expensive at all, and it just looks better than the other ones. Matches your Cameo pretty good, so I got this one. And let me show you what this thing does. You have your vinyl right here. You use my videos and you have the right cut settings and everything, because I showed you how to do that. You just grab the edge of your design, you dig this hook into there like that, and it just roll it back like that, and it separates the design from the plastic right there. You just pull back on it a little bit, and you see the design start to weed out. Now you can separate and put your weeding hook off to the side, and you can just go ahead and pull it. Ah, satisfying. Perfect weed every single time from watching A-Dubb Productions videos, guys. Perfect weed every single time. Look at that. Boom. Boom, 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 and boom, shakalaka. Perfect. Alright guys, the next one we're going to talk about is my personal favorite, to be honest with you. It's the metal ruler. I love this metal ruler. It's like so useful. I use it for more than just doing stuff on a Silhouette Cameo. This right here is a 24-inch one, and I recommend the 24-inch one. I recommend you get one or both because it's not that expensive. A 12-inch and a 24-inch because it's not that expensive, and you can measure things like when you start using all this stuff together. You can like go like this, and you can put something on the line, and then you can use this ruler to measure a straight line like that, because you got the guides on your cutting mat right here. as well as you can match it up right to the tip. Now you take your X-Acto knife and you see how all this stuff is starting to come to play, and then you use the edge of the ruler to come straight down and make that a straight cut like that, precise, nice and even. And yeah, so I recommend you guys buy a metal ruler. I had a plastic one, which I still have it. I don't know where it's at though, but the plastic one is okay, but what happens is you start cutting into the plastic and that can get like very, very annoying, and when your X-Acto knife starts getting stuck inside the plastic one. So a metal ruler definitely must have when you're doing this stuff, guys. So this next tool right here, I've had it for a long time, and I swear to God, this thing was sitting on top of a pile of junk that I had, and I never used it, and I just realized what it was. I said, let me pick this thing up and see exactly what it is. And what is it called? It's called the Pick Me Up. Let me show you what it is. Right here, this end has a pick, right? And I had to look for a while and see what the heck was going on this end, because this end comes up and I still haven't figured out exactly what this part right here is for. I think you're supposed to put some type of clay in there or something like that, but let me show you what this thing does. Right, you've got your design and you got these little intricate parts right here that might be hard for you to weed with the hoop, because you know, it just might be hard to get to. And see how like you can't quite pick that up or whatever, and it might be like on the, say for example, this gets stuck on here, right here, and you've got to like try to get it up and stuff like that. You just grab your pick me up. Okay, it's not a good demonstration, guys. Not a good demonstration, but you guys get the idea. I don't use it that often, but I have used it while I was working on this file. But I don't know. It's something that, you know. For example, if like, I guess this would be better, because this is real sticky. So if you have something right there, you could use that to get it up. All right, if you have something like a cutting mat, because this stuff, these little scraps right here, they get all over the place. They get all over the place, and you guys that weed stuff, you guys know what I'm talking about. So you can use your pick me up and just boop, 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 and pick up all of. But for the most part, what I do sometimes when I do that is I get a short piece of this part right here that I've cut out, and I use that for the same thing. You know what I'm talking about. I like this part right here isn't used, so it doesn't have any design on it. So I'll just like cut a piece of it out, and I'll use that to do the same thing that the pick me up does. So if you don't want to buy the pick me up, you don't have to. It's not necessary, but it came in handy for me. I used it a few times as I was doing this little, and then you can just throw the little piece away, and then you twist this and more of it comes up, guys. Another thing that really came in handy while doing this project, guys, was this stuff right here. This is heat tape. See where this design is right here? When you lay out a shirt, you lay it out in a way, and then you look at it, and then you line up the design. Let me show you. Let me demonstrate. I'm going to flip this to the back, because this specific design that I have right here, this element goes on the back. So I'm going to lay it out in a way, and I'm going to look at it. I'm going to look at it, and I'm going to eyeball it. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to visualize where this element is going to be laid down on it, and because I want to heat press it onto the shirt. And typically when you're putting something on the back, which is where my client wants her information, you want it like kind of like shoulder to shoulder. You don't want it up top, because women tend to wear their hair like up top, so you kind of want to bring it like around right here. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to lay it around the area, putting it in the middle, eyeballing it, make sure nothing is on the edges. Had a little extra vinyl right there, you got to be careful of that. So right in the middle of the shoulder blades, boom. And now that you got that on there, you want to press it down, right? You want to press it down, but you don't want it to move when you're removing it from the surface to your heat press. So you get some of this heat tape right here, and this heat tape is exactly what it says, exactly what it sounds like. It's heat tape. So you can cut a piece of heat tape, right, and then you tape it to the garment. And guess what, guys? You can press this with the heat tape on it. which is dope. Lay it down flat. You can press this with the heat tape on it, and I only ever use one little small piece of heat tape. I just tack it on there one time. That way it's in the spot where I want it to be. That way when the shirt presses out, it's exactly what I want it to be. She wants all her stuff on the back so that people can know exactly where to contact her, and all her information is right there. Dope idea. She's promoting herself. Kudos to you, going all in, Loveland Frazier. Another thing that you guys can get is some little small scissors. You can use your embroidery shears if you already own some, but little small scissors. I have several sizes of scissors, some big cutting scissors. This like right here is good for cutting material, this one right here. But this one right here is good for cutting thread, is good for cutting little small pieces of vinyl, pieces of heat tape, little loose threads and stuff like that that's on garments. You just need some small scissors, guys, around, because anything might come up that you need these scissors to cut little small stuff. All right, and the next thing and final thing that I'm going to suggest that you must have, actually it's not going to be final thing, is a scraper. This scraper right here is like I call it the spatula, but this one is by Silhouette also. It's a black edition. But what happens sometimes is when you cut something too deep on your cutting mat, what happens is the letters, when you go take off the I can't show you guys an example of this, but some of you guys who have made this mistake know what I'm talking about. You'll cut something too deep and it'll get stuck to your cutting mat, and you'll go to peel it off your cutting mat, and all the letters are stuck and stuff like that. So now you have a ruined cutting mat. You don't feel like cleaning because it's so time consuming. You can use a scraper and just scrape the letters off of your cutting mat and clean your cutting mat off with this scraper. That's the main use that I find for this right here. I'm quite sure you can find some other uses for it, but that's what I use it for, and that doesn't happen very often. It's got a fine edge right here, and it's got a flat type of scraping type of mechanism right here, and it's not that sharp, so you don't really have to worry about hurting yourself. So scraper tool, make sure you cop that, guys. Next thing, when you buy some vinyls, they're starting to come with this little squeegee thing. I think it's very, very useful. I use it to get the bubbles out when I put stuff down on a cutting mat. I also use it when I have a how to make car decals video. So when you're making your car decals, this helps. Like, you can take off decals with this. You can put decals on your windows and whatever surface with this. You lay it down flat and then you peel it back. You guys saw my how to make car decals videos, but this scraper tool is very, very useful. And now when you buy certain HTV packages, they come with these little scraper things. So I have plenty of them, as you guys can see, and this is actually something that you're gonna have for free, because some of the vinyls that you buy on Amazon come with these little scraper tools, and they're very, very useful, guys. And last but not least, another thing that you guys might want to get, actually two other things. Get some replacement cutting mats. Get some extra cutting mats, because your cutting mat is not going to last forever. The stickiness is going to start getting unsticky. So get yourself some extra cutting mats. And another thing that you want to get, that I see some people getting, but I don't use it because I always use cutting mats, is a vinyl roller. Like, it looks just like the Cameo. It's like an extension of the Cameo. You sit it on the table, you put your vinyl inside of it, you feed your vinyl into the tray, and your vinyl stays rolled up. Because a lot of times when you're trying to weed something, or when you're trying to lay out vinyl, it comes out like this. Even after it has the design on it, it still rolls up, and that can get annoying. So like when you are putting your vinyl into the machine, for those people who don't use cutting mats, the sticky cutting mats, you can just put your vinyl into the machine and it'll feed itself like that. When you are like, act like my hand is the thing, and it'll kind of feed itself. Yeah, anyway, you guys get the idea. Product link in description to that. I don't have one, I don't use it personally, but I think it would be very, very useful if I was one of those people that did not use a cutting mat. But the reason why I use a cutting mat is because I try to make use of every single piece of vinyl that I'm not using. Like these little scraps right here, you guys saw my videos, you can use scraps to make other designs, so I tend to keep all my scraps. I've even filled orders with nothing but leftover scraps. So I recommend keeping your scraps because this vinyl, you know, costs a nice price. The profit versus how much it costs, undeniable. You make way more profits, but overall, I like to keep all my little scraps because they come in handy, you know, and you can make other little designs, and you don't feel bad when you're using scraps because it's not like your full vinyl roll. You don't feel bad when you need to make like a one small word because you're using some of your scraps.
A-Dubb Productions.
Alright guys, I hope this video was helpful. If it was, give it a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, comment down below on anything that you feel needs to be added to that little small list that will make your experience when you're dealing with the Silhouette Cameo and weeding and heat pressing things. Feel free to add anything that you have in the comment section down below. If you're even an Amazon affiliate, put your affiliate link down in the comment section down below so that you can start making some extra coins off of just adding to the community. I appreciate you for adding to the community. I appreciate your thumbs up. I appreciate your shares, guys. We're going all the way up with this. It's your boy, man. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook.com/adubbproductions and Facebook.com/King A-Dubb. Gonna start posting on there regularly, doing more go live stuff on where I'm at and what I'm doing, and you're gonna get a lot of the behind the scenes stuff over on those two platforms, guys. Also follow me on Instagram, A-Dubb Productions. Instagram, Allan Wade, A-Dubb Productions. Go over there and you'll see a picture of me, shirt off, on my diesel. And guys, we're about to start implementing the gym back. We're about to start going back hard body because I really fell off. I always fall off, but it's okay. I get right back on the horse. But it's your boy. I always make these outros real long. King Alexander. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you so much from the bottom of my heart. You guys are changing my life, and you guys are influencing me. You guys are so positive for the most part. Big family hug to Dub Nation. It's your boy, and I'm out. See you on the next one. Peace.